Hi, I'm Shizuka, and this is Quietly Becoming. I grew up believing that rest was lazy. My dad was taught if you sleep 5 hours, you still catch up. But if you sleep 7 hours, you will lose. So, somewhere inside me, I learned that slowing down meant falling behind. I didn't even realize how much that belief was driving my life. Even when I said I was grateful, even when I told myself I was fine, but actually I was burning out. I thought pushing was strength. I thought resting was weakness. Old me would spend 60% of my time doing something I had to do and 35% thinking about what I should do next. And probably just 5% I would do something I enjoy, like I would eat something I like for my lunch, and that's it. So often I'd feel frustrated, like, why am I doing everything? Or when do I get my time? This half term, I tried something different. I gave myself do nothing days. Old me would probably filled every minute like amusing children, do housework, probably filming, editing, prove something. And my mind would say, oh, you don't get a week off normally, so make most of it. Go, go, go. But this time, I didn't rush. And surprisingly, nothing fell apart. Actually, everything felt so calm. So do nothing day didn't mean stay in bed all day. I mean, if you want, you could. But what I meant was more minimizing pressure. It actually, my daughter really told me in the way when I baked biscuits with her. So when I was baking biscuit in the oven, I was doing multitasking, doing here, oh, I've got another 5 minutes doing that. Then the biscuit burned out, completely black. I was so sad. And I told my daughter, I'm sorry, I'm so sad. She said, it's okay, mommy. Then I realized, okay, I'm not gonna do multitasking. I'm not gonna be productive. I'm just gonna be present. So next day we baked cupcakes and they were delicious. I also watched my son building something on Minecraft. Beautiful, creative closure for dinosaurs. And I also watched my eldest son playing Roblox, quite complicated games. I normally have only 5-10 minutes to watch them like that, but this time didn't care about clock. Just let it flow. We also watched their favorite TV series, that another episode, and another. We had pizza instead of cooking properly. I did Hoover really quickly. I didn't overmanage the house. I even started painting that I wanted to do for a while. You know, the painting, I always thought I wasn't artistic. But you know, paint by numbers, that really changed my life. My eldest son got paint by numbers many years ago, but he was very little that time, so it was a little bit difficult for him. Although he is a very artistic, he does very beautiful drawing and painting, things like that. But then the paint was sitting down there for many years. Then one day I thought, okay, I will give it a go. Then since, wow, I was so into it. When I start doing it, hours pass so quick. It feels like mindfulness, almost like meditating. And I used to tell myself, it's not really skill, I'm just following numbers. But then my husband, who is very artistic and talented, does beautiful drawing and painting. My boys, came from that. And he said a very interesting thing, like, I wonder how many people actually finish those. Starting is easy, but finishing takes a lot of patience. Then that moment, it changed my perspective. I felt like I didn't even feel being patient. I was just enjoying it. Then, wow, it's okay to enjoy something just for joy. It's okay. It doesn't have to be useful. It doesn't have to build my future. Or it doesn't have to make money. That was a big realization for me. And probably for the first time in years, a long time, I was doing something that didn't need to be useful. It was just for joyful. So this time ended up I spent about 80% of my week doing things that felt aligned and joyful in that present, and 20% doing something like my responsibilities. And guess what? Nothing went wrong. Actually, everything felt so smooth. I realized something really important, that no one knows what my present joy is except me. Only I can choose how to spend my time in a way that feels present and peaceful. So this time I listen to my body more than my mind. My old me said, go faster, do more. But I slowed down to maybe half speed or even less. And I found really good balance. My parents were taught that rest means losing. But I'm learning that rest can mean healing. My parents weren't wrong. They were doing their best with what they were told. Rest was luxury that they didn't have. So they passed down survival. But Now I know that I don't have to pass down survival. I can pass down safety. And I want my children to know that being productive isn't the same as being worthy. You are allowed to have a rest. You are allowed to enjoy. You are allowed to grow without pressure. So, I'm not working harder anymore. I'm healing deeper, allowing myself to have a rest and recharge. And I think that might be the bravest thing I have ever done for myself. You are allowed to rest and still become. I'm living softer, I feel, and strangely, I feel stronger than ever. And maybe becoming isn't about doing more. Maybe it's about removing what was never yours to carry. If you've been pushing yourself for a long time, maybe tonight you can let your shoulders drop a bit. You are allowed to have a rest. And then you'll still be coming. In the end, let me ask you something. Did you grow up believing that rest was lazy too? Please comment and share with me. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching and see you in next video. Bye.